But first, the big news: Kevin McCarthy is out as Speaker of the House.
Washington must change. We have to break the cycle. Kevin McCarthy is the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and he has failed to take a stand where it matters. So if he won't, I will.
The office of Speaker of the House of the United States House of Representatives is hereby declared vacant.
There's 222 Republicans up there. There's 190 of them that are not moving away from Kevin McCarthy. They're just not.
If he were to continue to be Speaker, there would be chaos that would continue because he's not been honest with either party.
Kevin McCarthy is a feature of the swamp. He has risen to power by collecting special interest money and redistributing that money in exchange for favors. We are breaking the fever now, and we should elect a Speaker who's better.
Now, at this moment, the House GOP conference is meeting to decide who could be the next Speaker of the House after the shocking ouster of McCarthy. Now, you'll remember it took 5 days and 15 rounds of voting to get him confirmed back in January, but just hours now to kick him out. This was a historic move orchestrated by Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz. Up until just before the show, Gaetz was supposed to be sitting right here, telling me what was going to come next in the big fight and give you behind-the-scenes details of the ouster, but he's in that all-hands-on-deck meeting and can't get out. He did send us this note to share with you. I'm sorry I can't join you tonight. I'm meeting with the House Republican Conference to chart our future. It's been a historic day, and our work is not done. Now, I think we all do understand the underlying point here about governing by these continuing resolutions. We need a plan to protect the border. I mean, that we need to seriously consider the billions in aid that we're just rubber stamping, sending out to Ukraine. But I have to say tonight, it's hard to see how what happened today gets Republicans closer to achieving any of those goals. So the legitimate concerns may have, some sticking power, but the problem here, I think, is twofold. Number one, there's no plan that follows. That's what supposedly they're working on tonight. The folks suggested to take up the gavel have all said that they support McCarthy. So what's next? Number two, after contending that McCarthy was wrong to use Democrat votes to assist in passing a short-term spending package, Gaetz and the 7 other GOP members used 208 Democrats to oust McCarthy. So I guess it's okay when they do it. And for all the talk about principles being at stake, I mean, Congresswoman Nancy Mace moved to oust McCarthy as well because, in her view, he didn't move fast enough on women's issues. Another Ken Buck, another congressman, isn't just a opponent of impeachment inquiries. With McCarthy, he just moved forward on this idea of Liz Cheney being a friend of his. I mean, Liz Cheney is friend of Ken Buck. Ken Buck is supporting this Gaetz resolution. Very odd. And speaking of Liz Cheney, she reportedly called Democrat Dan Goldman after one of his TV hits to tell him that he and the Democrats should take McCarthy out.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.